Now, normally I wouldn't make a short ass segment about a recap story because this is grand lore type shit. But there's not much to this story because most of the fucking time was spent thinking the same thoughts over and over as I tell you the story. So I'm sorry that it can't be like one of my, my big 15, 20-minute Johns, But the second real time I had edibles was right around the time that my friend had started selling them, and they were these $30 packs of 10 gummies that were supposed to be 50 milligrams each. I, at the time, had remembered my previous experiences with 25s, with 50s, so I was like, I could probably rock this, yo. So I'm thinking in my head that, like, maybe a joint or whatever has a certain amount in it. They look really good, they taste really good. Normally, these things aren't the prescribed dosage that they are. So I'm not truly fucking worried about it. I took one at 50. I felt nice for the entire day. So I was like, okay, 50 is kind of like a nice bar, a nice entry. I'm trying to get clapped. I'll just hop on three. Like, if three, that this should be fine. Son, when I tell you this rest of this story, remember that my heart and my intentions were so fucking pure. All right? All right? Let's clarify something real quick. I'm not a fucking idiot. All right? Stop laughing at me. Anyway, when I tell you, at first, you know what's funny about this? I feel like in the back of my head, I feel like maybe I was streaming when this happened. I don't know. Maybe that's brain rot. Maybe that's like streamer brain. I was streaming when I did everything when I was born. But no. I the first hour or so, I was like, yeah, now we getting into something. This feels like when I first got high. Yeah, this feel way better than the one. So, I'm trying to make some music. I'm trying to feel it. And I remember I was playing some shit. And I just remember looking at the screen and I was like, whatever I was playing, I was like, this is a ranked game. And y'all not worth this to me. Y'all not worth this to me. Y'all not worth this to me. And so I Alt F4'd out and I sat down. And I was like, okay, now I feel a little bit better. I probably needed to sit down. So I'm chilling, I'm relaxing, and you know how you've seen them videos where like the guy is doing like a sledgehammer and they try to drill a nail in or whatever, they're doing it, and then like the guy misses and claps the other dude in the head? That's what it felt like. It felt like somebody had rang my medulla oblongata. The medulla oblongata. Ding! So now my head's starting to hurt. And my body's gone like numb. So I'm like, yo, okay, nah, I need to lay down. Turn off the lights. Y'all remember my LED lights in my other crib? Turn off the lights. Turn off the lights. All hell breaks loose. So I tried to go into the bathroom to throw up. Didn't work. I was like, okay, so at least I'm not that far gone. You know what I mean? I'm not bugging. I'm not bugging. I'm not bugging. But, oh wait, this is where the story gets worse. because that's what I heard. So now all the sounds in the room are becoming these like, and I've felt this on shrooms before, really strong shrooms, but nothing like this off weed. All the sounds are starting to intermix into like a actual like musical mix. Like I can separate the frequencies of the fan, the little thing humming, the computer fans buzzing, all of that, all into one layered mix. So I'm like, okay, I'm too high. That's clearly the answer here. So I'm going to be all right. This will come to pass. Once I was comfortable with understanding that this was going to get worse, it got worse. Real worse. This is why I said don't make fun of me earlier. Eventually, I threw up. I didn't want to walk all the way to the bathroom because I felt like if I did that, I was never going to leave the bathroom or I was going to fall and get dizzy or whatever on the way there. Had a plastic bag, did my business, right? Once my stomach was cleared, the gates opened. I thought in the back of my head as things are reverberating and all I can feel is all 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 I could think of was that I could hear poetry in the back of my head. And I'm hearing these fucking bars. I'm spitting shit. And I'm like, yo, this would be the perfect time to write this down. This is exactly when that like inspiration comes in niggas. You feel sick, you get tired, you know, you do whatever. And then like, you know, a stroke of genius hits. I went to go pick up the phone. And it did the filter shit where it was like with the echoes. I was like, okay, let me just repeat this to myself and I'll be able to write it down. I was able to write it down. Sure, fine, dope. Remember when I said the gates opened? Oh, I didn't know there was something that the gates were holding back. I started to hear fucking voices. Straight up psychosis. Yep. Not like voices like random shit from like random people. It was like my inner monologue turned into the devil. And I swear to you, what I heard was, ah ha ha, you fucked up. Ah ha ha, you fucked up. Could you imagine what it was like if you're not alive? Could you imagine what not being alive feels like? You should not alive. You should not alive. You should. And it wasn't saying the other thing. I'm literally saying it was saying you should not alive. And it wasn't making sense to me. And then I started thinking about the universe and I could hear every thought. And there was just like this deep down layered voice on the bottom of everything saying, and I was like, yo, nah. I need to like sleep now. But obviously I couldn't get to sleep. I had remembered watching a video a long ass time ago about some strategy where the type of light you have on, if you have LED lights, can help like soothe and sleep. And because I was so high, I inverted the video in my head. So it was like lights that you don't want to sleep with, lights that you do want to sleep with. I flipped those. So I picked the color you're not supposed to sleep with and I picked red. So, yeah, no, I opened the demon's door. I opened the demon's door. Because whatever images were coming in my head were all bathed in red. And I was like, this feels like such a dumbass thing to do. Why would I do this? So I'm over here panicking, still hearing the voices, still hearing the music. still hearing the music of the layers of the sounds, and I'm hearing tracks. I was like hearing a beat in my head, and I was like, yo, this poem will go sick over this shit. I started writing down some lines. I wonder if I still have the lines, and only my Twitch stream is going to find out, because for the YouTube video, this is my time for it to be over. That is the end of the story. I ended up falling asleep eventually, woke back up and said, never doing that shit again. Felt so nauseous, felt everything. Never going over 100 ever again. At 100 milligrams, I once cried to my partner about becoming president, because I was like, yo, that would really change like my life. And I've smelt those buildings. I've been in those buildings. And it's like, for that to be a position of power where like people would want to harm me for my decisions, like that's something you gotta swallow. And that means no family, no friends, no hangouts. If I was ever mayor, I even told her this is like, if I was ever mayor, or if I was ever like a politician, it's not like I could come over here and hang out and smoke with you. And I got mad emotional for no reason. And that's the end of the story. Bye.